I don't want us to have it. I'm going to do well eventually.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us details of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili, and now to the news in details. Community leaders and residents of Ohobai community in Ologbo Dugdom, Ikpobaoka local government area of Edo State, have begun efforts to reclaim and repurpose portions of land allegedly taken over by Presco PLC. A meeting involving key stakeholders including the Okao Noregwai of Ologbo and Eho Dugdom, Chief Emmanuel Iyase, the acting chairman of Ikpobaoka local government, Honorable Eric Sino Usawaru, members of the Ologbo community, representatives of Presco PLC and security personnel to address the long-standing disputes and work towards peaceful resolution has been held. BeeTv News Best Orator has the details.
Merciful Father, before we started this meeting, we come.
Speaking on behalf of Chief Emmanuel Iyase, the Okaonoregwai of Ologbo, Eho, and Okoromi Jugdon, Dame Friday Osazua stated that Presco PLC's alleged acquisition of 11,000 hectares of land was never formalized. He said there was no prior agreement or compensation for affected farmers and crop owners, nor any official record showing that the community ceded the land to them. He further lamented that many farmers were evicted without harvesting their crops and expressed concern that Presco's extensive occupation had left no land available for new investors or developmental projects.
To put the record straight, Presco PLC is occupying 11,000 hectares in Ologbo Estate, and of this, there was no compensation paid to crop owners. And as if that is not enough, even the community, there was never a time compensation was paid as a way of saying this is homemade for the community, for those land they are occupying presently. When we talk of acquisition, there ought to be a record showing how the land was given out by the community to Presco. As we speak, there is no such transaction.
Strange to us, because good, I know my father here, and the elders here, I'm not a stranger to them. Neither are we strangers to them. We've met, we've had engagements, we've had meetings. So because we are shocked, we felt, oh, if this were a need, if they had approached us, we would have been on the table to discuss what the needs are. If we receive them, they will be acknowledged.
However, during the meeting, community leaders presented copies of the letters and communique to the local government chairman, Honorable Eric Sino Sawao, as evidence that communication had indeed been made, but Presco maintained that it had no record of such correspondences.
We are not aware. Does that say that the person did not die? We will find out, or we will investigate. So the idea of you saying to Mr. Chairman that in clear terms you didn't get any invite is an indictment on our person. These are the three invitations or reminders or otherwise for your person.
Give it back to them. That's why I say I don't think you people are the right people out to discuss on this. And since Mr. Raji did not deem it fit and see this meeting necessary, the committee will continue with setting their land. So you cannot tell me that your manager, that is part of what we are saying now, because if people don't value the community and you are making billions, we are educated people, don't see them as villagers that they are there. We are educated, because they say local government, meaning we are local. We get the data of Presco and every other companies around the world.
Mr. Chairman.
So please, I will tell Mr. Raji, if he doesn't see this as important, no problem. The community will continue. What I'm saying here, say it anyway, I will repeat it. Because if you take this meeting important and you value your company or your job in your company, you should make sure no matter what you are doing, make sure you make yourself available.
The meeting was later adjourned to further dates to allow for further consultations and proper resolutions aimed at restoring harmony and ensuring fairness between Presco PLC and the Ologbo community. Recall that members of the Ologbo community took a bulldozer to the said ancestral land to reclaim it. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
And I commend you the crew as well.
The spot at the Obavomame Square, otherwise known as Ring Road, where card gamblers had been defrauding unsuspecting members of the public, is currently deserted, indicating that the BeeTv News report a few weeks ago, which called the attention of the Edo State government, received swift response and action. Residents and road users confirmed that operatives of the Edo State Task Force deployed to the area chased the gambler security agencies to ensure that the enforcement is extended to other areas where such activities may still be ongoing in order to completely eradicate the menace across the state.
Task Force, they should be on ground. They keep monitoring them because enemies, as you see, they change tactics from one place to another. I think they should be on ground.
To extend it generally, let it be general assignment to them, for them.
They address those engaging in such gambling activities to desist, noting that it poses a threat to public safety and leaves many unsuspecting victims defrauded. They also urge the Edo State government to intensify efforts in combating all forms of crimes across the state. Osarogie Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
The worsening situation of indiscriminate parking along forestry and mission roads has continued to raise concerns among residents who frown at the way commercial bus drivers drop off and pick up passengers along the road, causing inconvenience and obstruct swift action to curb the menace before the situation deteriorates into a zone of constant disorder.
Some road users frown at the situation, especially the way the bus drivers drop off and pick up passengers at the middle of the road, causing inconvenience and obstruction to others. They called on the government to take swift action to curb the menace before the situation deteriorates into a zone of constant disorder.
All these buses that is parking around these premises is very wrong. You cannot get access to buy whatever you want to buy.
This budget when they collect, that's why they're not the maintain well. You hear me now? If they affect them now, they affect the trader every way they for the store, they affect them. That is very bad.
The resident also urged the government to introduce stringent penalties for those who engage in such disorderly acts, while also advising that a better space should be created for them to operate rather than using the road.
Government, even if it wants to put things in order from here,
The nominees to the chamber, Senate President Godswill Akpabio described the screening as a constitutional duty to ensure only capable officers were entrusted with national security. Welcoming the nominees to the chamber, Senate President Godswill Akpabio described the screening as a constitutional duty to ensure only capable officers were entrusted with role to guarantee discipline and professionalism in the armed forces. The screening followed a letter from President Tinubu. Those listed included General Olufemi Oluyede, Rear Admiral Idi Abbas, Chief of Naval Staff, Air Vice Marshal Kennedy Aneke, Chief of Air Staff, and Major General Emmanuel Udiendeye, Chief of Defense Intelligence. The exercise comes just days after Tinubu held a closed-door meeting with the nominees at the presidential villa, his first engagement with the new military hierarchy following last week's sweeping shake-up. According to the presidency, the appointments were part of broader efforts to strengthen the national security architecture and enhance coordination among security agencies. Tinubu had also praised the immediate past service chiefs for their patriotic service and leadership, while charging the new appointees to justify the confidence reposed in them by upholding professionalism, vigilance, and unity within the armed forces. Residents and traders around the Oba Market Axis in Benin City have continued to lament the persistent offensive odor that pervades major adjoining streets such as Ibiwe, Lagos Street, and Mission Road. The unpleasant smell which has lingered has raised serious environmental and health concerns among those who live and do business in the area.
The offensive odor oozing from drainages around urban market axes such as Ibiwe, Mission Road and Lagos Street has sparked concerns among residents and traders in the area. Speaking with BeeTv News, respondents complained bitterly about the situation, lamenting that the smell often makes it difficult for them to transact business or even pass through the area. Some respondents called on sanitation authorities to look into issues and come to their aid as the offensive odor causes health issues.
The odor is very bad. You get it? It's disturbing us, mostly we all that is working at Ring Road.
Look for a way to make them to have their own soccer wear and all these things. I won't be saying it's not quite long that there's most of their bedroom soccer wear is the walkway, that is the pits, that is the drainage. That's where the thing goes. That's why we have such smell around there. They should government should go and check their environment, and the environmental people should do something about it.
Based on the experience, like it do affect human health, so it's not good.
During a visit to the Oredo Local Government Council by BeeTv News, the Oredo Supervisor for Health and Environment, Honorable Monday Ogweba, addressed the issue, revealing that investigations carried out by the council traced the cause of the stench to individuals who defecate in the drainages at night. According to him, these unhygienic activities have contributed significantly to the offensive odor and general unsanitary condition of the area. He disclosed that the council is already taking decisive steps to curb the situation. He said a committee will soon be set up and anyone caught in the act will be arrested and taken before the mobile court. He further assured residents and traders that the council, under the leadership of the chairman of Oredo Local Government Area, Honorable Gabriel Idusere, remains committed to ensuring a clean and healthy environment for all.
We have discovered that these boys that they call Lema, some of them are the ones that defecate openly in the night into those drains. So we are not also satisfied with that. We are going further to find out which of the houses, because we are also told that some of the houses around there do not also have toilet facilities. We assure the good people of Oredo that the present chairman, Honorable Gabriel Idusere, is here to work for them, to ensure that Oredo is clean and safe.
Have listed various factors such as political interest, voter apathy, and the lack of transparency on the part of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as reasons influencing court litigations on electoral-related matters after elections. They said if the umpire is transparent in the conduct of elections, election petition cases will reduce. BeeTv News Freeman Osawi has more.
Some of the elections conducted in the country are often decided by the law courts, which raises question on the will of political actors in having faith in the Independent National Electoral Commission to deliver on credible polls. A Benin-based constitutional lawyer and a former senior special advisor on legal matters to Edo State government, Sir Barrister Adams Aliu, explained that most of the electoral cases in court are potentially related to lack of trust in INEC, especially as the Constitution empowers the sitting president to appoint INEC chairman, and they allegedly do the bidding of those in power against the will of the people to lose trust and confidence in INEC. He said if compulsory voting law was implemented, it will help address voter apathy and electoral malpractice.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, gives powers, one, to the president as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, president of Nigeria, to appoint and INEC national chairman, subject to ratification by the House. The INEC chairman, followed by INEC representation in all the states, and even the ad hoc staff, they are the one mandated to conduct election. It should be free and fair to all, because the court is the last hope of the common man.
On the other hand, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Laiwola Afolabi, explained that electoral cases in court are orchestrated by politicians who are defiant to the decision of INEC because they do not believe in their.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Amopitan, has assured Nigerians that the commission is fully prepared for the forthcoming Anambra governorship election. Professor Amopitan stated this during a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security held today. He explained that the Commission had concluded a comprehensive readiness assessment across the state and expressed confidence in the smooth conduct of the election. According to him, 24,000 personnel will be deployed across 5,718 polling units, with results collated at 326 wards, 21 local government areas, and the State Collation Center in Oka. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ekpetokun, has also approved the deployment of 45,000 police officers across Anambra State ahead of the election. The IGP, represented by Commissioner of Police Ikioye Urutugu, at the meeting announced that pre-election deployment will begin on the 1st of November. Nigeria's Nobel Prize-winning author, Professor Wole Soyinka, says the United States has revoked his non-immigrant visa issued last year, adding that he has not been advised to reapply if he wishes to visit the country again. The Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka disclosed the deployment on Tuesday. He recalled that in 2016 he had torn up his U.S. green card and reannounced his American residency in protest at the election of former President Donald Trump. The Nobel laureate has, however, maintained long-standing academic ties with the United States, holding regular teaching appointments at several Ivy League universities since the mid-1990s.
Had non-permanent, showing that no condition is permanent. So, I thought I would let all of you know the possible catalogue of my crimes. Only one conviction, which I signed guilty at the airport for carrying a few letters. Otherwise, I don't know what else could have done. But maybe I've also written plays about Idi Amin. Maybe it's about time also write a play about Donald Trump. When he hears that I'm paying him the same literary compliment as I paid Idi Amin, maybe he will reconsider and return my visa.
A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, the Speaker of the House, and 5 others to appear before it to showcase why they should not be stopped from making any move to impeach the Deputy Governor of the state, Senator Lawrence, pending hearing and determination of a motion on notice to that effect. The report.
The trial judge Justice Emeka gave the order on October 27 while ruling on an expert motion marked Federal High Court/Abuja/Court Sitting 2219/2025 filed by the Bayelsa State Deputy Governor against the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, the Speaker of the State Assembly, Inspector General of Police, Director, Department of State Services, Attorney General of Bayelsa State, the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State, and the Clerk, Bayelsa State House of Assembly. The plaintiff had in the motion filed on October 17 prayed the court for an order of interim injunction directing the defendants to appear and show cause why the prayers 6, 7a, B, 8, 9, and 11 and Section 36(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. On the decision of the plaintiff not to defect the camp from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress or any registered political party before the expiration of his 4-year tenure as an elected deputy governor of Bayelsa State, pending hearing of the motion on notice. He also seek an order of court restraining the IGP, DSS Director, and the Bayelsa State AG from withdrawing his security protection as deputy governor of Bayelsa State, pending the hearing of the motion on notice. Upon reading the affidavit in support of the motion, experts one by one, and after hearing arguments canvassed by plaintiff counsel Ruben Egwaba, the court in a ruling delivered on October 27 and a certified true copy made available to newsmen on Wednesday granted prayer one in the interest of justice. According to Justice Nwete, an order for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh defendants to appear and show cause, while an order on interim injunction should not be granted against the defendants pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction, which same is the court then adjourned the cause till November 13 for hearing of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction against the defendants. Favor Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has stated that the North Central region holds a strategic position in driving Nigeria's non-oil export expansion under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. He made his remark in Jos during the inauguration of the 250-seater conference center at the Nigerian Shippers Council North Central Zonal Office. Standing at the newly commissioned conference center in Jos, the capital Plateau State, the message from the Secretary to the Government of the Federation is clear. The Renewed Hope agenda is not merely a policy on paper, but a tangible investment in infrastructure that links the North Central region to national prosperity. The commissioning of the Senator George Akume Conference Center in Jos brought together key stakeholders from Nigeria's maritime and logistics sector. From the SGF, George Akume, the project executed by the Nigerian Shippers Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, reflects the federal government's commitment to infrastructure-driven economic diversification.
Today's commissioning of this conference center reflects that same mission, a commitment to provide a platform for stakeholders' engagement, policy dialogue, training, and institutional collaboration that will ultimately strengthen Nigeria's maritime capacity. Under the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, infrastructure development is not a choice.
Commission and dedicate this project in honor of His Excellency. We celebrate a patriot whose vision, humility, and commitment to national unity continues to reinforce the North Central Zone within the Federation and attract benefits and development to the region.
For us in Plateau State, the presence and activities of the Nigerian Shippers Council here in Jos signifies more than an administrative expansion. They represent an opportunity for enhanced
the federal thoughts in 4 primary schools across Kano State. The pilot phase was officially inaugurated at Kofa Nasarawa Primary School with officials from the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, the National School Investment Programs, and the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in attendance. Officials at the event highlighted that ensuring quality nutrition for school children while simultaneously empowering women and smallholder farmers remains a central strategy for enhancing education and promoting social development in Nigeria.
That's another defining moment in our collective journey to build a nation where no child is too hungry to learn and no dream is cut short by the
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has warned nightclub operators and fun seekers about the culture of organizing, hosting, and attending drug parties. The agency warning comes following a raid carried out by its operatives at a drug party in Lagos, where more than 100 attendees were arrested along with the owner of the facility. According to the NDLEA, any gathering organized for the purpose of consuming, distributing, or abusing illicit substances is an act of criminality. Director Media and Advocacy Femi Babafemi explained that these drug parties contravene the explicit provisions of the NDLEA Act and will be treated as serious narcotic offenses. And now to the global news. At least 33 Palestinians were killed in a series of Israeli airstrikes in Gaza, according to the territory's Hamas-run Civil Defense Agency and hospital officials. Israel carried out the strike in response to what it said were violations of the U.S. brokered ceasefire agreements. The reports.
Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz accused Hamas of attacking Israeli soldiers in Gaza on Tuesday and breaching the terms on returning the bodies of deceased hostages. Hamas claimed it had no connection to the attack and insisted it was committed to the ceasefire deal. U.S. leader Donald Trump maintained nothing would jeopardize the ceasefire, but added that Israel should hit back if its soldiers were targeted. The Israeli strike hit homes, schools, and residential blocks in Gaza City, Beit Lahia, Al Burij, Nuseirat, and Khan Yunis. A spokesman for Gaza's Civil Defense Agency told the BBC that the rescue team were working amid extremely difficult conditions due to continuous bombing and lack of equipment. Some of the missing bodies are still under the rubble, and we fear the death toll will rise, he said. A brief statement put out by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said he had ordered forceful strikes by the military but did not specify his reasons. However, Katz said Hamas had crossed a bright red line by launching an attack on Israeli soldiers in Gaza on Tuesday. Hamas will pay many times over for attacking the soldiers and for violating the agreement to return the fallen hostages, he warned. An Israeli military official said the Hamas attack took place east of the Yellow Line, which demarcates Israeli-controlled territory inside Gaza under the ceasefire deal. Israeli media reported that troops in the southern Gaza city of Rafah had come under anti-tank missile and sniper fire on Tuesday afternoon, while Palestinian media reported Israeli artillery shelling in the area at the same time. A civil service agency told the BBC that 4 people, including 3.
A Nigerian performer who goes by the stage name Fake Flavor had responded to allegations that he has been deceiving fans by impersonating the award-winning high life artist Flavor Abania. Also, the mother of TV presenter Caroline Flake has revealed her biggest regrets in a new 2-part documentary exploring the final months of her daughter's life. The reports. According to Very Dark Man, the arrangement would have seen the NGO receive the 700 million naira, from which insiders would withdraw portions and distribute kickbacks. He said the comedian was told he would personally receive 10%, about 70 million naira, while the rest would be made to disappear through the NGO's books. Very Dark Man added that he refused to be part of any scheme that would route such a large sum through his organization, saying he would rather invest in property than allow the money to touch the NGO account. Nollywood veteran actress Patience Ozoko Amadi Desmond in Abulili has congratulated Abiola Olajumo Reiterating the first report, the executive chairman of the Edo State Sports Commission, Honorable Amadi Desmond in Abulili, has congratulated Abiola Olajumoke for winning a gold medal at the first Yenagoa City street-to-street hardcore powerlifting competition held in Bayelsa State from October 23 to 25, 2025. Olajumoke, who represented Team Edo, was accompanied by her coach, Williams Omorogowa, to the chairman's office in Benin City to present her medal and formally announce her victory. In a statement issued by the media officer, Wilson Edoko, Honorable Enabulele described Olajumoke's feat as a huge source of pride for Edo, that Abiola performed exceptionally well in all her feats: a 190 kg squat, 70 kg bench press, and 170 kg deadlift, for a total of 430 kg, earning her the gold medal in her weight category. He commended her discipline, resilience, and excellence, adding that her victory